This video is about Walmart. Look at this graphic. This is a graphic that was available on the Walmart website one day. And you see US and these blue dots keep appearing. Each of those blue dots is a new Walmart store opening. And more Walmart stores are opening and starting to spread across the country. Now each time a new store opened, Walmart believed they could enter that area and make money. Why did they believe they could make money in that new location? Because they believed they were offering something better than their competitors, and consumers would voluntarily decide to spend their money at Walmart rather than the competitors. And it may be their distribution system, their management system. I don't know exactly what makes Walmart so efficient and competitive, but they definitely dominated the market for just general goods and services, cheap stuff, everything from some tools to camping equipment, often CDs, and now it's become food. Walmart's entered food and has become really good at it. A lot of people now buy their food from Walmart. Walmart offers organic food, and the food is generally cheap, often of high quality. Is this good or bad? I'm going to give you two perspectives of big business. One represents the political left and one represents the political right. One view, and here this is the end, and just look at Walmart's domination across this country. One view says when Walmart entered these new areas, they enhanced the lives of other people. That when Walmart went to a new area and made money, other people benefited as well because they chose to go to Walmart to spend their money, and people don't change how they spend their money unless they think they're going to be made better off. Recently I got an email from the Institute for Local Self-Reliance about Walmart's taking over of the food system, and what I wanted to do in this short video is have a couple slides showing you the content of that email and giving you how an economist will look at that and think through the issue. And basically there are two perspectives on Walmart taking over the food system, whether it's good or bad. I'm not going to say whether Walmart's good or bad. I just want to help you think like an economist and to understand different people's point of view. On the one hand, maybe when Walmart enters a new area and makes money, other people's lives are enhanced as well. We've already talked about why. Or maybe when they enter a new area, they are bullies, they are corrupt, they harm and oppress people, and it's only because they are willing to perform certain unethical deeds that their competitors would not. Maybe that's why they're so successful. And if that is true, then Walmart's taking over the food system is a bad thing. First, you might want to pause and look at these figures, but what this basically shows is over time Walmart is gaining a larger and larger market share for food. And you know, that, like they have here, in 37 areas, half of all food purchases occur at Walmart. Now, if Walmart was not offering people lower prices for the same good, higher quality at the same price, or some combination thereof, if Walmart was not giving people better offers, why would they be going there and spending more and more money at these grocery stores? After all, Walmart cannot force anybody to shop there. In this slide, it is about the food industry in general, and what this part of the email argued, and all of these are diagrams that were in that email I got from the Institute for Local Self-Reliance. What they're suggesting in this slide is that once Walmart started entering the food industry, different industries like the meat packing industry, the dairy industry, and other grocery store chains, they had to consolidate to protect themselves from Walmart. Consolidate just means like 2 companies become 1, or 16 companies become 4. And what that institute argued was that these people felt like they had to band together to protect themselves against the big bully of Walmart. It could be true. But the first thing an economist is going to think of when they see industries consolidate is they're going to say, well, maybe they were just trying to capture economies of scale. Economies of scale are what happen when costs are reduced by becoming large. If you take most of the products you buy, Most are made by a big corporation and in a really big factory, because when you get big, you can produce goods at a lower per unit cost. And almost all agri-economists are going to tell you that these industries consolidated to capture economies of scale, not to protect themselves from Walmart. So I think most agri-economists would say this part of the email was not true. But we're always open to debate, and perhaps it is. This slide is intended to say that for every dollar spent on food, farmers are receiving less of that dollar and Walmart is taking the other part. So it's like Walmart is profiting at the expense of farmers. Take beef right here. In 1995, for every dollar spent on beef, 59% went to cattle producers. Well, now in 2009, only 42% goes to cattle producer. The presumption is that the lower percent of the food dollar the beef cattlemen receive now goes to Walmart. Is that true? It's possible. I don't know for sure. But there's also another explanation. There have been a lot of technological innovations at the farm level that have significantly reduced the cost of producing beef, pork, milk, and apples. And normally when the cost of producing something falls, prices fall along with it. Now there's also been technological innovations at the processing stage, the wholesale and the retail level. But if technological innovations have been stronger and more pronounced at the farm level than the processing, wholesaling, and retail level, then we would naturally expect that the price farmers receive to fall by more than the price decrease for processors, wholesalers, and retailers. And simply because of technological innovation, farmers receive a lower share of the food dollar, with or without Walmart being there. And we should also add that just because farmers are receiving a smaller percent of each dollar spent, because consumers are spending more on money, and we know that they are, then it could be that farmer income has actually increased. This part of the email was intended to suggest that Walmart is making profits at the expense of people who work in slaughterhouses and people who are cashiers. Here they tell you that people work in slaughterhouses, their wages have decreased 9% since 1999, presumably the same time Walmart entered the food industry with Brio. Here, cashiers, their wages have fallen 4% since 1999. So, the presumption is that Walmart's been a bully. They force lower prices on people that they buy services and products from, and that's translated to lower wages for people in slaughterhouses and cashiers. That could be the case. Walmart is a big firm. They command some market power. They may be able to negotiate prices in their favor, but it is also the case that whether it's the food industry or non-food industry, the demand for unskilled labor has fallen, such that unskilled labor, regardless of whether they're in the slaughterhouse or a cashier, the amount of income they're willing to command has fallen considerably. You do not want to be unskilled labor right now. So, did Walmart cause these wage decreases? Maybe, but it could also be just the general supply and demand conditions for wages. And also, we should be careful. They have wages here. Did they account for inflation? Did they account for benefits provided by the employer? We don't know. And maybe those statistics aren't as harmful to people as we think. This part of the email says, even as farmers and workers who produce our food are getting less, we're paying more. Big retailers like Walmart and food processors are pocketing the difference. And they've got statistics here on how the price of milk, apples, beef, and pork has risen. Leave aside for the moment that food prices in general have been going up, and these may be general supply and demand conditions and not necessarily just Walmart. I was a little confused at this part because I always thought Walmart offered better prices than anyone. Why would all these new Walmart stores be able to enter a new area if they're just charging higher prices? I don't know. maybe the Institute is trying to say that Walmart first comes in with low prices. Once they drive all their competitors out, they jack up the prices. Maybe they argue that Walmart uses political influence to enter areas and maybe get lower taxes than other people pay. I don't know. I don't know. This whole part of the email I thought was really confusing because Walmart is thought by everybody to have really, really, really low prices. Certainly better than their competitors. My guess is that these higher prices are recent increases and reflect the general supply and demand conditions, but who knows, maybe Walmart really does have that much market power and they can bully everybody around, from the people they buy milk from the consumers they sell milk to. One thing we know for sure is that when Walmart enters an area, they're very competitive. They drive out small businesses in the area. It's very hard to compete against Walmart. This part of the email also says that poverty and food stamp usage rises in communities when a Walmart opens, obesity rises, and so on. Now, Walmart's a big firm, and it may be the case that they're able to go into a new area and use their power, their size, to bully the poor and profit at their expense. It's possible. But there is another explanation. I don't know whether it's a better explanation or not, but it's logical. Walmart is known for charging low prices. And so they're going to open new stores in areas that are particularly responsive to low prices and really desire low prices. What areas are those? The poor areas. The people who have less income care far more about food prices than other people, especially the rich. And so maybe what Walmart's doing is they have a big map of the U.S. and they're asking what areas of the U.S. are getting poor. And they say, these areas that are getting poor, these are the areas that care most about price. That's where we can go in and provide better service, better products than our competitors. And so what you have is an area that was trending towards poverty to begin with. Walmart opened a new area as the region was sliding into poverty, and such that it looks like a Walmart opens a new store and causes lots of poverty. But when what was really happening is the decline into poverty was happening in the first place, and Walmart came in during the decline to poverty, and they came in because they knew poor people really care about prices, and Walmart is really competitive in regards to prices. Like I said, I don't know if that's a better answer than what the Institute suggests or not, but it is logical, and it's an economic argument. It's how economists think. And here we get to the end of the email, and I want to make a brief remark about the institute that sent it to me. They call themselves the Institute for Local Self-Reliance. And we want to ask the question, is society best served by self-reliance or free trade with others? This is a very unfair comparison, but I'm doing it to make a point. Would you rather be completely self-reliant like Tom Hanks in the movie Castaway? Or would you rather live in a free society where people are free to buy and sell from one another and try to make honest profits by offering better products at lower prices? Obviously, you choose to live in this Walmart world instead of the Tom Hanks world. In general, economists believe that we get most of our wealth by specializing in something, becoming really good at producing that thing or that service, and then selling the proceeds from specializing in something and using that money to buy other things that we didn't produce that we want to consume. And reliance in itself is not a virtue. It's actually a very good recipe for poverty. I actually think what the Institute for Local Self-Reliance is probably after, they're not saying we should live in this completely self-reliant world at all. What they're saying is they think Walmart is a big bully. They use their size to bully people around, and that local areas should be able to protect themselves from big corporations like Walmart. That's my best guess of what they're doing. Now, if you stayed with me through this entire video, then you've seen that this email I got from the Institute doesn't have very good economics. Certainly they're not persuasive to an economist, but then it wasn't meant to go just to economists. regardless of what you think of Walmart, before or after this video, I just hope that me talking through these issues has helped expand your mind and give you other ways of looking at these sort of issues. After all, they are some of the most important issues that any society faces.